Have you ever heard of a gorilla that could drive a car, make jokes, knew over 1,000 words, and even took care of a pet cat? What if I told you that this gorilla had fascinating things to say about death and even had an answer about what happens after it? But beyond all that, before he passed away, he had a message that he passed on to the whole world in sign language, one that will amaze you and send shivers down your spine. On July 4th, 1970, a gorilla born at the San Francisco Zoo was very different from all other gorillas, and indeed from all animals. This gorilla was a being that resembled humans not only physically but also mentally and emotionally. Koko could communicate with humans through sign language, express her emotional world, and share her feelings clearly. She could easily express all kinds of emotions, from anger to love, from sadness to joy, and could articulate herself with a human-like consciousness. Koko also had some peculiar, and some might say, strange obsessions. For example, her nipple obsession. Koko, who saw herself as a queen, was a gorilla who could make jokes, drive a car, and even create new words. She had many pets and formed strong bonds with them. She also used thought-provoking expressions about death. She had one of the highest IQs among animals. In tests, it was determined that her IQ ranged between 70 and 90. For comparison, the average human IQ is around 90, while Japan is known to have the highest national average at 106. As a gorilla, Koko's IQ was remarkably high. Before she died, Koko left a chilling message to the world, as if she had a deep knowledge of human history. Before we go on, Koko was born on July 4th in a zoo in California. Her childhood was far from the typical life of other gorillas. It was a challenging journey. In her early months, Koko suffered from a life-threatening illness and was the 50th captive gorilla born in the zoo. Due to her illness, she spent her infancy without her mother. A caretaker was assigned to look after her until her treatment was completed. When Koko was finally reunited with her mother rejected her, refusing to treat her as her own offspring. This left Koko abandoned and alone in a massive cage filled with unfamiliar gorillas. But one day, a young female student wanted to take Koko under her wing. Penny was a psychology student and was going to be Koko's caretaker and tutor. She wanted to teach Koko as part of her doctoral research. She first started working on teaching her sign language. She administered various intelligence tests, but Koko passed them surprisingly easily. The fact that she learned sign language so quickly showed how high her mental capacity was. Koko had an extensive vocabulary of 3,000 words. Koko, look, there are stars. Can you find the eyes in this picture? Right, those are the eyes. She could express 1,000 words in sign language and understand an additional 2,000. In other words, she could comprehend abstract concepts like a human child. She understood abstract terms such as good, bad, fake, and real, as well as nouns, verbs, and adjectives. The first word she learned was queen because Koko saw herself as a queen. When she referred to herself, she used the word queen instead of her name. Koko could not only learn what she had been taught, but also create new words for herself. For example, no one had ever taught her the meaning of the word ring, but she combined the words finger and bracelet to create the term finger bracelet for herself. Koko had a remarkable sense of humor. She constantly played both verbal and physical pranks on people. Once, she pulled Penny's hair and then signed sorry while laughing. She was like a mischievous human child. Her ability to joke showed that she possessed the theory of mind, the understanding that others have thoughts, emotions, and perspectives different from one's own. That's what Koko was like. Here's an example of a verbal joke Koko made to Penny. Koko, who are you? Me, gorilla. I'll tell you, you want to know who I am? Penny is a human. Theory of mind is the ability to understand the emotions, intentions, beliefs, and mental states of others, something generally unique to humans. This could be defined as empathy. Koko also had this ability and was able to joke thanks to it. This was a uniquely human trait, and Koko was indeed much more than just a monkey. Koko could even drive a car. These abilities demonstrated her extraordinary intelligence and human-like characteristics. Besides her impressive traits, Koko also had a strange obsession. She had a fascination with nipples. Whether male or female, Koko wanted to see people's nipples and sometimes even touch them. In 2005, 3 female servants who were assigned to care for and educate Koko filed a lawsuit, claiming that they were forced to fulfill her request. Koko requested this from them using sign language. Gorilla experts stated that other gorillas did not have a nipple obsession like Koko. The most exciting moments in Koko's life were now beginning. Initially known only by Penny and her small circle, Koko suddenly became known by millions of people. Koko's mirror selfie is still world famous today. National Geographic featured her on the cover that day, making Koko famous worldwide. Many famous names and celebrities, like Leonardo DiCaprio, went to her house just to meet Koko. The famous comedian Robin Williams also met Koko, and they formed a close bond. Koko's concept of friendship, however, was quite unique. By the age of 19, she had accomplished something that most other gorillas couldn't. She passed a test of self-recognition. Normally, if a gorilla sees itself in a mirror, it doesn't realize it's looking at its own reflection. Instead, it perceives the image as another gorilla. But Koko immediately recognized herself and was often seen examining her reflection. This was a crucial sign of her extraordinary self-awareness. Koko had a truly astonishing self-awareness, which was quite rare for an ape. Koko loved watching movies, and her favorite movie was an Italian production called *T with Mussolini*. Every time she watched the saddest scene in the movie, the scene where the child character says goodbye to his family, Koko would turn away so as not to be upset. This was another example of how deep Koko's emotional world was and how capable she was of empathy. Koko was so impressed by the movie Jurassic Park about dinosaurs that she even started to approach her own dinosaur toys with fear. This once again revealed the depth of Koko's emotional intelligence and how she perceived the world around her. One Christmas night, Koko told Penny she wanted a kitten. Initially, Penny was concerned that Koko might accidentally harm the kitten, so she gave her a plush toy monkey instead. But Koko immediately realized it wasn't a real kitten. She threw it aside and, using sign language, expressed sadness while insisting on a real cat. Eventually, Koko was allowed to choose a kitten from a litter of abandoned ones. She picked the smallest one and named it All Ball because she thought it looked like a tiny ball. Koko treated All Ball as if it were her own baby. She even attempted to nurse it. Despite her massive size, Koko was incredibly gentle with All Ball, always careful not to hurt it. She adored All Ball and formed an intense emotional bond. But one day, tragedy struck. All Ball was hit by a car and killed. When Koko was told about the accident, she reacted with deep sorrow. She made signs indicating sadness, furrowed her brows, and used words like *sad* and *bad* to express her grief. Koko was told All Ball was hit by a car Penny later recalled. I went in right away and said, "Koko, something has happened to your kitty. He won't be here anymore. The cat has died." Following All Ball's death, Penny noticed that Koko emitted sounds similar to human crying. For several days, she mourned the loss of her beloved companion. A photograph of Koko with All Ball was later featured on the cover of National Geographic once again. After All Ball's passing, Koko had several more cats. Inspired by Koko's love for kittens, Penny wrote a book called Koko's Kitten. One day, one of Koko's caretakers showed her a skeleton and asked, "Is this alive or dead?" Koko signed, "dead." The caretaker then asked, "Where do dead gorillas go?" Koko calmly signed, "A comfortable hole." After signing this, Koko blew a farewell kiss. Just a few days later, on a morning in June 2018, Koko passed away in her sleep at the age of 46. And now, here is the chilling message Koko left for all of humanity before she died.